Okay, let's make sure we are going live. Let's move this screen over here. Nice. All right, we're solid. Let me keep this window open over here. Nice. 10 seconds. What's up, everybody? Manny V here with Manny V Stories, and today, 2011, the Arica Chilean Challenge. And let me just make sure all systems are running on either end. Yeah, things are good there. Things are good here. So yeah, 2011 Arica Chilean Challenge. This was my first time going to Arica, and it was pretty epic. I mean, I got to meet a whole new, culture, meet a whole new group of people, and we had just an incredible time. I know a lot of you are here for the video, so let me just go through the intro real quick. We'll get into some photos. We'll get into some videos. Switch that. We'll get into some videos and we'll go see some photos, and then we'll jump right into the video. I'm going to put the video, the IBA, the Snakes and Ladders creation on its own tomorrow morning. So, but now this is just like a little intro to that to show you a couple of my experiences. So let's do that. So I'm going to show you a few videos. The first two videos, I'm not going to talk over them. I'm just going to show you the videos. The first two videos, the cool thing about what the promoter was doing was he would take all these top riders and take them to schools, children, and high school kids. But there was a couple that were all female, which was kind of cool too, because I wish we had female bodyboarders back then, so they can have some female presence. But it was all guys, the pro bodyboarders, Jeff Hubbard, gosh, who else? Thomas Rigby. You're gonna see in the videos, but yeah, it was so cool. So I'm gonna show you guys the videos. I'm not gonna talk over them, and yeah. This is one of the elementary schools, or I think they do like junior high through high school. And this was an all-female school that we went to, and it was so crazy. They were screaming and yelling. Let's just show you the videos, and then we'll come back and I'll show you some photos. Oh, the first one is we did take a hike up to the mountains, and we saw this. Let's go. Yeah, alpacas. This was about 13,000 feet from the shore. And luckily none of us got altitude sickness. Next video. Guilherme. Okay, that was just a couple videos that I wanted to show you guys from my little camera. But there's so much. I got so much content. I mean, if I took a folder from that 2 weeks I was there, each folder for each day could be its own podcast. So maybe we do that. I don't know. You let me know. Shout out to Chris for popping over, watching live. If you guys are, everything's all good, just let me know. I just want to make sure you guys are tuning in and everything's looking good, because I got my monitor over here. It's saying solid. So I just want to make sure everything's cool. So a couple of the videos. Yep. The alpacas, we took a day trip up the mountain. So going from sea level to 9,000 feet in Acclimate, we would hang out there for, a few hours, and then we would drive another 4,000 feet to the Lake Chungara. And that's where we saw the alpacas and a lake, and that mountain in the background goes up. I don't even know how much more, but it's pretty incredible. I think that's one of the highest lakes in the world, one of the top 10 for sure. And then the video, the pros going to school to school to sign autographs, and you're going to see a few photos what that was like. And yeah, so let's go check out some of the photos. I think I got yep, there it is. So this quick photo, we're going to start off with this photo. This is there we go. Let's move that here. So this photo was a performance, a cultural experience. We had the opening ceremony in a small little strip mall, and the mayor came out, the other dignitaries, the naval officers came out, and the promoter, the organizer, also was there on site. So he was watching, and yeah, it was just so cool to see the presentation. This is their the typical dance and outfits that they were using, and it was just so cool. It was very beautiful and well done, and it was kind of cool because everything was so close. Okay, and the next photo, just a couple of the local guys showing up, giving a shout out, and yeah, bodyboarding. Arica is bodyboarding country. It's actually really, really cool. This event, I think that's Alan Munoz, yeah, right in the middle. So his posse was here to support him. And there was one event where, gosh, I think he should have won, but he did this ginormous air maneuver and landed, bounced, and fell off, but they deemed it incomplete. So all good. I mean, I wish he would have won, but it was a tough battle to the end. What up, Steve? Action Jackson's in the house. Thanks, Chris, for the report. We're just going through a quick slideshow right now. The church in the middle of town has a Eiffel-esque to it, and I think Eiffel did have a hand in either the design or actually fabricated in France and brought here. I'll look that up, but I know Eiffel from the Eiffel Tower fame had some influence on this church, if not designed it in its entirety. So this is Yo-Yo. So Yo-Yo was our liaison in Chile. So the promoter, Tomate, you're going to see him in a later photo. He, assigned Yo-Yo to us. He's the local surf instructor, and he also took care of Andy Irons when he came into town for an event. So he was freaking pretty solid. He knew everybody knew him. He knew the whole town, inside and out, and he's still doing surf instructions in Arica. And yes, he does drive while drinking wine. So he was drinking you can see that plastic cup in his hand. It was, had wine in it, and there's the open bottle. I think he was passing it around. So it was definitely a good time with Yo-Yo, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And before the event, everybody has fun. And actually all bodyboarders like to have fun. But I want to say that's Josh Garner opening up the door to the porta potty. I don't know who's sitting in there, but yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans going on throughout the whole entirety of the event. So Arica is just one of those waves that was made for bodyboarding. It's a perfect peak that hits the shelf, and it just starts barreling left and it starts barreling right, and it offers up a ramp, and there's a channel on each side. It's just like the perfect bodyboarding wave. Granted, it's breaking in 2 to 3 foot away water, but man, the barrels that it serves up are incredible. It's kind of like a gladiator stadium. You're sitting on the wall while the waves break less than 200 yards out, and just exploding on the shallow reef, and all the bodyboarders took full advantage of that. It was, here's the thing though, it's good most of the morning, less wind, a nice light breeze offshore, and then once 11 or 12 o'clock rolls around, it blows out. Like, it does get windy. So the competitors, the contest organizers, had to gamble each single day. It's like, okay, do we run it? Because they don't have a full day. They only have a half day to run the event before the winds kick up. Sometimes the winds do stay low into the afternoon. And if that happens, then it's going to be glassy the whole day. And I think this might have been one of those days. All right. There's Tomate. Can you guys see my cursor? Yep, there he is. So this is Tomate. He was the guy, the organizer, the promoter, making sure that the event ran smoothly. And I want to say he had... Oh, Jackson, I know you're watching. Tell me how many events he had before 2011. 2011 was my first time going to it, but he was holding this event for years prior. I don't know how many years, but this was the first year where the event went under and was sanctioned by the World Tour at the time, which was the IBA. So Tomate making it happen. Yes, no, that's not Fred Booth, even though it looks like him. But yeah, a lot of the riders came out early just to get, just to make sure they get a quick peek at what is, at stake. This is really cool. This is a plaque that was in honor of Milenko, one of the locals there. But essentially says, there are men that, battle, they battle daily, which is awesome, which is good. There's some that battle annually. They're a little better. And then there's people that battle many years, and they are very, very strong. And then there's our people that battle their entire life. And those are the ones that are most impressionable. Your friends, I'll just say, your friends will have you today and always in their hearts. So that's the inscription on this plaque. That is at the wave is actually called Flopos by the locals. And once the gringos showed up and were some of the first ones to ride it, they called it El Gringo, but the locals would rather have it called Flopos. And I wonder where they are with that right now. This is from the shore looking back. That's the grandstand. So all the pros hung out in this area. The judges were up here. And the webcast guys were right below here. And the main stage was right about here. But this was the technology back then. Just make sure they had high-speed Wi-Fi. This signal went into downtown, where downtown there's a bigger antenna that shot up into towards the satellite to make sure there was, proper Wi-Fi. But yeah, now Starlink can run a whole freaking, the whole event. But again, Arica, Flopos is like the perfect bodyboarding wave. It barrels lefts, it barrels rights. You got ramps on both ends. It's a pretty magical wave. That's better. All right, so this is the main walking path through town, and it's really cool. This in May, when the event was being held, you have Labor Day on May 1st. So there's a lot of dancing and a lot of music. And this group right here is one of many groups that come out. It's kind of like May Day. I think think they have it in Hawaii where they have competitions with hula. I know there was, back when I was growing up, there a lot of the high school bands were competing against each other. And the same was going on down here in Arica during our stay down there. And this is one of the schools. They're following their school band, and they're the ones dancing with the killer outfits. These are bells on their legs, and yeah, it was actually really cool. So we got to see that for a few nights. And yep, there's some dressed up mascots for the schools as well. So this is Pat. Whenever we got a chance, we would always grab boards and go grab a couple few waves of our own. Yo-Yo took us to some spots. This was a beach break down the road. And there's Yo-Yo, always smiling, always happy. Can't wait to see him again. Love you, brother. And if you've been on a trip with me, chances are you may have seen me naked here and there. Jackson, I know you saw my bare ass a few times. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. That looks painful, but let's get out of here. So this is the inside right here on the left. So you could get a super long barrel, or you can probably get two barrels, one on the takeoff and then this inside section. So the wave is, catered for bodyboarding. This is Seamus Makem. A lot of the water footage you're going to see in this, in the Snakes and Ladders production came from his camera. He was the waterman. He was the one that was in the water capturing a lot of the water footage, either from the jet ski or swimming around in the water with that heavy housing. I want to say this is Alan Munoz or Jared Houston. Gosh, I'm not 100% sure, but this is what I'm talking about. The ramp at the end of the barrel is just calling for riders to just get nuts, and it's actually pretty cool. Alan Munoz again. I wish he would have won that event. It was just so spectacular. Seriously, he was about 20 feet above the water surface, and he held on all the way to try to pull it off, and it looked painful. It was straight into the flats. He landed, bounced, and his hand came off on the bounce, and then he landed one more time and then just got obliterated by the whitewash that was behind him. But yeah, tough luck, but still an incredible heat. So this is the production crew. We were staying at a youth hostel down the way. I think this was the Red Bull representative. This is Pete. He was in charge of the webcast. This is his right-hand man. That was Pat. This is Todd Barnes on the camera. And I think we had a awesome young lady from the UK doing all the press releases. But this was our view from our youth hostel where we set up just a few minutes down the road. There's Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo was able to buy this van from a shipment that came over from Japan, I think he said. And I think he got this for like less than $1,000 brand new, because it was part of the, that one nuclear facility. I think it was like contaminated just a little bit by radiation. So they brought them over to Chile and they were selling them like hotcakes. And of course, Yo-Yo grabbed one. And we were driving around in this radioactive van pretty much the entire time. But Yo-Yo didn't tell us until halfway through our trip. So we're like, oh, well, fuck it. Let's keep going. Thank you, Yo-Yo. Love you, brother. So this was part of that signing that we went to. One of the schools that we went to was really, really cool. And as you can see, this was the all-female school. Hardy, I think that's Dave Winchester. I know that's PLC's right here. That's his hat. That could be Dallas Singer right here. But I think I have another photo. Oh, yeah. There's Thomas Rigby. But they were loving his hair. So I think Thomas was the one that was getting the most requests for autographs. As you can see, he was super stoked. But yeah, it was so fun. And this is the big old rock in the middle of Arica. This is just to the south of downtown Arica. Right on the very top, they have the flag, and right behind it was like a Christ, like the big old Christ you see in Brazil. They have one on the top of this rock as well. This is cool right here. So there's one of these big old billboards at the beginning of town if you're coming from Peru to the north, and there's this one right here, but it's just like a pretty huge, I think, did I not? Let me see if I can just zoom in on it. Yeah, but they're just billboards mentioning the event, and a lot of people came out to see it. It's so crazy. It's straight up desert, drops off to the water. Yo-Yo taking us out to the local spots, always eating the good food when we're wherever we were, because we had a local with us, and Yo-Yo taking the order from Mutant, who is a bodyboarder from Peru, one of his team riders and students. People, Michael Yancey just won the pipeline event under his tutelage, so Mutant is the man. Sasha Specker, Mitch is right there, and I think this is Pat, and Yo-Yo's taking our order. So yeah, there's Seamus Makeham showing some videos of something, I don't know what, but definitely always a good time with this crew. Very, very fortunate to be traveling with that crew. All right, so here's that billboard I was telling you about. That was pretty sick. So there it is. There's one on each side of the town, I think to the east as well, which was so cool. Freaking driving into a town, and here's a big promotion for a bodyboarding event that you're a part of. So this was the opening ceremony at that strip mall down the way. The naval people, they had a pretty big, they had a very big part in the organization of the event, because they are the ones that say, sorry, you guys, it is just too big. You cannot have the event. And, or they can say, okay, game on. And I think they did shut down one day where it was contestable for the riders, but they did not want to be responsible for anybody that got hurt, because I think when they brought a surf contest into town at that wave, people were just getting freaking bashed. So he is definitely being conservative on all the calls at that time. And, for the most part, I think he just had to see a few events a few heats to see what caliber of riding the bodyboarders, were at that level. So he was very, very cool about letting us run most of the days. And this was that trip up the mountain, and this was our driver for the day. So the story about this mountain trip. So this is Yo-Yo, and whole story about Yo-Yo and I. If you can't tell, this is what it looks like when you're on acid. Yo-Yo had a tab of acid, and on the way up, he split it with me. We didn't tell anybody until we were up in the mountains, and I swam naked in Lake Chungara. I don't think you can do that anymore. I don't think you're supposed to do that anyways. But yeah, so Yo-Yo wasn't driving. Our driver was here. So Yo-Yo and I were both on acid, and everybody else was just having a good time. And we all maintained and didn't get altitude sickness. So there's Mitch. There's Pete, Pat, Sasha, the photographer, Todd, videographer. And yeah, I was barefooted pretty much the whole day. That was such a fun day. And I think that was the last time I did acid, maybe 13 years ago. So there you have it. Those are the photos. And I think it's time for, oh gosh, there we go. I think it's time for the main event. What do you guys think? Let's watch the video. I was watching it earlier, and I think I got like a minute in, and I had to stop myself because it's been, I don't know, a decade since I saw them. So I want to watch it and see it with you. So I think we do that now. All right, so here it is. Before we release it tomorrow morning by itself, this is the 2011 Arica Chilean Challenge by Snakes and Ladders. Let's do this.
So heavy and shallow and dangerous. There's like huge moves going down, and the level of consequence is so high. everyone's capable of getting like a 10-point ride out there. Like a wave can come in and just someone can get a 10 on it, you know, and it doesn't matter, you know. You know, you have to push yourself. You can't ever be comfortable out there.
I'm 26 years old. I'm in Chile, and yeah.
What's your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Manny Oliveira from Brazil. Yeah, 26 years old, and I'm in Chile now for the third event on the world tour of bodyboarding. I can do that again.
Magno, he is definitely very cool and calm.
Oh my God.
Check this out. Here we go. Dropping in deep on this big box wave. Going huge. That was wide. I can't believe it. Easily 20 feet out of the water. 5 days of competition has wound down to this. Ryan Hardy and Magno. Ryan Hardy may be dropping in on this one. Look at this monster.
That is a 10-foot keg right there. Ryan Hardy's
Oh!
That is a roll and a half.
The local legend making it happen. Once again, give it up for Ryan Hardy. Ryan Hardy winning every single heat in this competition, and he walks away with the title.
But in the end, I find it all.
Arica is like, in Brazil you don't have desert place like this. So for me, at first, the first time I came here was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Anybody living here? And now I'm already familiar to the city. Like I like, you know, to walk like before the sunrise to the surf, you know, by myself.
My memory.
Yeah, it's just like feels kind of like a desert on the beach. It's just heaps of big mountains and heaps of dust, eh? It's not like a luscious green. Yeah, it's just so different, man. It's like you're on the moon with surf. Yeah, no, it's pretty it's pretty weird. I didn't actually know that I was on the poster, and it's pretty cool to see. Like, you know, it's pretty weird seeing yourself on a poster that big. It's weird, but yeah, no, it's cool. It's good to see that like it's such a big thing, bodyboarding over here, and all the locals get behind it, and it makes you feel pretty special. You know, when you're, instead of being at like Whale Beach in New South Wales getting like blown up by stand-ups or something like that, you know, everyone's backing you over here.
Yeah, I've been coming to Chile for like 7 years, I think, and I feel more prepared. I feel like more people rooting for us, you know, and yeah, I just love Chile. I just love to be here, and I believe that Gringo is a perfect scenario for bodyboarding, you know. And it's so close to the people, the crowd, you know, they feel they are in the wave, I believe.
El mar es todo. Yo nací en el mar y desde chiquitito yo veía y decía ¿qué habrá más allá? ¿Qué habrá? Y por eso esa fue una de las decisiones por la cual yo estudié biología marina. Para sentarme en la orilla del mar y verlo con otros ojos, pues no del común de las personas. Me llamo Anton Lo, nací en Iquique y en estos momentos estoy trabajando para una empresa que hacemos concentrado omega 3. Acá hay grandes como quebradas. La fosa Chile-Perú es una de las más profundas, tiene casi 11.000 metros. la corriente, y además que la plataforma continental acá es muy amplia y hace que lenguas de piedra se metan como riff, así. Encuentra la piedra y...
Yeah, welcome everybody. What up, people? This is Manny V calling. Right now, it's 1 a.m. in the morning in one of my favorite places in Mexico, Cabo San Lucas, and I'm just decompressing from the Indonesia trips. I do trips over to Indonesia. I take people places, I show them an awesome time. I'm living the dream right now. Late last year, the IBA guys called me up and just pretty much said, hey, check this out. We got a new investor. We want to do something really big, which is to broadcast every IBA World Tour event live online. And we'd love to give you a shot as being the front man, the commentator of the World Tour. If I didn't go through the whole bodyboarding thing in the 90s, I guaranteed I would have been a professional baseball player. My dad always wanted me to become a professional baseball player, but living 7 minutes away from the beach, that pretty much just changed everything. Insane! This is my first time going to Chile, and you never know what to expect, but you always, like I said, give people the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? Everybody was cool. When I rolled up the street and met this guy named Yo-Yo for the first time, I saw him, and he had these colorful pants, he had this cool beard, long hair, and he was wearing a sweater, and when everybody else was wearing trunks, this guy was in full garb. I don't judge anybody, but I can tell this guy was going to be a cool guy just by the energy he gave off when I first met him. And what he was doing, his job was to just to make sure the shit got handled.
I'm the gangbanger here, man.
He's a surf instructor. He's a surf tour guide, and he does everything in between there. I didn't meet anybody who gave attitude or whatever. Everybody was awesome. So the Chilean people, top notch. All right, this is Manny V. We'll be right back right after this.
Every day you have waves, It's the most consistent wave I haven't seen, never. It's the best in the world tour. The qualities of the waves are the best for bodyboarding, You have left, right, barrel, ramps. The left is a scare, because it's very in front of the rocks, very close to the rocks. But I don't think it's scary just when it's massive, But I think everywhere when it's massive, you have a scare,
First time I came, everyone's going, yeah, it's gnarly, like the paddle out's crazy, you got to be real careful. And I was just like brushing it off, like, yeah, whatever, see, like. And you get here and it's just so shallow and the rocks are so sharp and it's just dangerous, man.
Yeah, I seen Amari cop quite a beating there 2 days ago. I think anywhere else in the world would be funny, but I just think because it's such a place of consequence, it's a little bit scary to watch it out here. And I guess Amari's a pretty nice dude, so you kind of don't really laugh too much. I reckon if I had to happen to Ben or someone, I'd really enjoy it, but nah, I'm joking. I think it's more of a like a humbling experience watching someone else get pumped, because you're kind of like, oh, like shit, that could happen to me.
Hay que aprovechar las olas que tenemos acá y el deporte que mejor, si tenemos una de las mejores horas del mundo, ¿cómo no vamos a hacer voleibol? Juegan a la pelota, básquetbol, fútbol y acá voleibol.
Yeah, he's one of the best year. And I met this guy actually the first year I came here when I was in Iquique with my girlfriend, and he's always been so friendly with me, that guy, and he's seriously one of the top 5 guys in Chile for sure. This morning he had a big air reverse and he's charging the best wave, and he's really cool, this guy. There is maybe like 20 guys or 30 guys, maybe more, like bodyboarding here. And there is a couple guys, like maybe 10 guys are surfing pretty good here and just charging some good waves. And I can understand because they have waves every day here. It's like consistent, and they can surf like from 2 foot to 12 foot waves, and they get buoy if they want to surf bigger, and they got rancio for like practice right unders. And so guys are pretty complete here, and there is like 2 or 3 guys like really good. And
yeah, it's pretty hard. I reckon it's pretty hard not to get good here. Like I've seen last year, even the level from last year of the locals has improved so much. I think it's just like a heap of, like, it's really growing over here. Like I've seen like this one guy just doing like sick airs with his legs crossed and just looking real stylish, and like I didn't see that last year, and it's just cool to see. Like they must be surfing this like a heap during the year and that, because it's pretty consistent. So it's pretty hard not to get good if you're surfing that every day.
It's one of the most dangerous waves in the world here. Like the locals here rips, and like no wonder why when you see like how good a wave is. But that's why probably they are the most confident here, and probably some of the hardest to beat in the comp.
What up, people? This is Manny V calling. So you want me to tell you about Chungara, huh? Chungara. Yep, that's it's a mouthful. We're on our last few days. Yo-Yo throws this out on us. I got a surprise for you. You guys have been just hanging around in this house, hanging around here, but we're gonna go up into the Andes. We're gonna take a tour. Yo-Yo, he's actually a really good tour guide, and he has his own van that we go around the coast, up and down the coast with. But I don't I don't think anybody in the crew were really ready to jump in his van and go into high altitudes. So Yo-Yo called one of his buddies, Nelson. Actually, Nelson is a tour guide, and that's what he does. And he has a nice van, and so we all jumped into Nelson's van. Yo-Yo had a rough night, so he pretty much slept the first half of the drive up. It was kind of cloudy, and we drove on the road, and next thing you know, we bust through the clouds, and now we are above the clouds. It was pretty spectacular. It was like flying in a plane where you're above the clouds, and that's what we were doing, but we were actually on a car on a road in the Andes Mountains. Nelson actually has some altitude pills, and we took those, and they also have this pretty cool plant. They call it a coca plant. And you chew on the leaves, and that's supposed to help move your blood a little quicker through your body. As soon as we found out we can buy bags of it, we bought bags of it, and we were eating it like if it was candy. That's what the locals do to help them through the whole altitude thing. Next thing you know, we turn a corner, and these big, massive trucks, these big trucks, like diesel trucks, were on these roads. This road that we connected to high above in the Andes was the traffic lane from Bolivia into Chile. Who knows what's on these cargo trucks? The roads are 2 lanes. You got one lane going one way and the other lane going the other way. And on the way up, we came up on this big old diesel truck that flipped over and blocked the whole road. It just makes you wonder, how in the hell did it get like that? Either he was tired, or he was texting, or whatever. We finally came up to this one like toll, and this was my first time, and I think some of the guys' first time to come face to face with alpacas. They look like llamas, But the alpacas, they have like this super heavy coat of fur that they use for, making clothes, and it's really soft and it's very, very delicate. We did stop for food at this one restaurant. It was the only freaking building up there off of this road. And we pull over, it looks like a regular old, side of the road restaurant. And we walk in, and that's when it hit me. That's when I was feeling the altitude sickness. And when I looked up, this ceiling was just, it was covered in this material that was full of colors. And I was so kind of out of it that the colors were just popping out. .000 feet high, Mount Chungara. And Yo-Yo throws this out on us. There's some new hot water springs, and the way he would say is like, yeah, man, you go into hot springs and you come out all smooth and shiny. Put this on your checklist, Mount Chungara, and if you want to have a good time, make sure you go with either Nelson or Yo-Yo. Break time, people. What up, people? This is Manny V calling. It's contest time. Mitch Rollins, who's been on a free surfing session for the last 3 years, is back in the competition arena. And he's been competing every event, but he has to start from the trials.
Who gonna win here? Me. Yeah, I think I can win. It's very difficult. There are a lot of guys surfing really good, but I think that now I am in the best time of me. I'm just training, just surfing every year. It's my work now, and I think I'm in the top level now, and I want to win for sure.
As the 3 rounds of the leaderboards wound down, it was becoming clear who were going to be the top 16 advancing on to the next round.
Mark McCarthy.
Here he is on one of those rights I was talking about. Goes for the big. You see, he lost his arm.
Yes.
And who were going to be on their way home empty-handed.
He got sucked over. No. He just got sucked over.
Diego Cabrera is one of the top competitors in the event, and he was freaking out. It came down to the wire for this guy, but it was Dallas Singer who actually spelled the fate of Diego Cabrera.
So far, from what I've seen, I reckon that Amari is the man to beat out here.
Guys like Jeff Hubbard, and I know Kingy's surfing real good, Ben's surfing real good. It's going to be interesting. Like, everyone's surfing really good. Everyone knows the wave real well. But I don't know, Amori's surfing really good, and he's just like, he's got a pretty wide barrel roll out, flip out, and that's what the judges want to see.
My personal point of view, Amari is surfing the best here in Chile. I've been watching him this last year. This year, and he's so secure, he's so comfortable in that wave, and not many riders are surfing like that comfortable. He was in the final last year, and he's very focused. He wants to still be in the first position in the 2, so I think he's the one. And yeah, I think he's gonna be the man to beat.
So I'm Emery Laverne from Réunion Island. I'm 25 years old, turning 26 this year in August. Born in France, and when I was 2 years old, I've been in Réunion Island with my mom and my 2 brothers and sisters. Top study when I was 18, I was in France and just started traveling in Europe, like Canary Island, Ireland, and do a few comps in France. And actually, it's where I realized that I could be maybe a good competitor and maybe follow a couple steps of the tour. So I never thought really I could be like a world champ or whatever. I was just thinking maybe I can live from bodyboarding and just traveling and just meet the top guys. I meet Pierre first on the French Championship. So the first time I saw him, he was really young. He was maybe like 12 or something, and I was like 17.
He was obviously older than me, like he was like 5 years older. And you know, when you are in a team and you are the youngest, it's pretty funny. Like you always like being the one that's all the old people make jokes of you. After that, we never imagined that just a couple years later, like only less than 10 years later, we will be like sitting first and second on the World Tour.
He's really competitive, but what he did that day, like in Sintra, actually, when he lose, he just left from the beach because he didn't want like really see me like maybe winning or something. And just before the final, some people come to me, some guy I didn't know, and he just gave me a phone. I'm like, oh, someone will speak with you, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Take the phone, and it was Pierre. Called me from like his girlfriend's home in Lisbon, and just tell me, okay, Emre, you can do it. Good luck, man.
I mean, everyone knows that I have that feeling like of being super happy to see a friend win, and being also a bit jealous because that's a dream I also want to have. Also want to achieve. So, but what can I say? Like he pretty much smoked us last year. It was really hard to beat him, and it's definitely a big inspiration for me to win one.
Yes, by the end of the day, someone's going to be a winner.
As we get close to the last day, the waves were looking to be solid, and Arica delivered for the final day.
Looks like we've got a rider, Winchester, taking off on a nice looking wave here.
Looks like Dave Winchester might have grabbed a solid left-hander, sneaks under the barrel, sneaks under the lip, driving full speed ahead. Is he going to come out? He comes out!
10 to 12 feet of surf steamrolled over the reef at El Gringos.
Right off the bat, Ben Player.
Yeah, well, BP strikes first blood, driving a big line through this, comes out.
Oh, my Lord!
When it came down to the last 8 riders, it was all pointing to 2 riders. 6-time world champion Brazilian wildman Guilherme Temega against contest favorite and current world champion Marie Laverne. This was to go down in history.
Marie Laverne.
Yeah, well, this is a deep one, and you can see GT has priority. No, GT's got priority there, so he is allowed to do that to Amaury.
And this was a moment in time where everything went silent. Guilherme Temega pretty much proved he is out to win. Amaury, unfortunately, has to call it quits. It was obvious there was something in the air. I mean, the waves were pumping. The waves were actually getting bigger. You had guys in some weird trance like Guilherme Temega. It was coming down to a showdown here at El Gringo. Dave Winchester, coming to us from the Byron Bay area, has this cruisy attitude, and he slides into the final. A week of competition has boiled down to this.
Dave Winchester, first decent wave for Winnie. Let's see what he can do. Sets it up. Beautiful line through the tube. This one pinches a little bit. Winnie comes out the front. Amiga dropping down this
Holy mackerel. Guilherme Temega on a bomb of a wave. Goes around that first section, but he's not done yet. Goes straight through the lip with a gigantic roll. Wow, the crowd is erupting as he drops in. Guilherme Temega sneaks under the lip. He's slotted. He's getting barreled. He's in there, and he comes out. He's not done yet. Going for a big roll on the inside and pulls it up.
I feel like I'm dreaming right now. You know, such a hard day, such a hard competition, such a hard, wave, such a tough conditions to keep your stamina going. You know, after all these, you come up on top. It's just unbelievable. I'm the champ. I won.
GT, the Brazilian nut.
My dear, why is it that you only do the things you know I wouldn't want you to. I know I'll never have you, but that doesn't mean that I still won't try. My dear, why is it that you only do the things you know I wouldn't want you to? I'm beginning to rethink that look that I saw in your eyes.
That was insane. Holy shit. I haven't seen that video in probably over a decade, and it was pretty awesome. So we'll wrap up with a little insight of that last piece in the video. Guilherme Temega, without hesitating, grabbed I think Winnie handed Guilherme the board to hold on to while he popped the cork on the champagne, and Guilherme threw it out into the crowd. And of course, Winnie's like, what the fuck? Give me your board. I'm throwing that thing out. And you can see at the very end, Guilherme did not want to let go of the leash because that board meant something to Guilherme. And I think he won a few contests with it, or something very sentimental was connected to Guilherme's board to Guilherme. And Dave was like, no, sorry. You threw mine. This one's going too. And he eventually got the board and just tossed it out there. And whoever has that board, I'm sure Guilherme probably hunted them down and probably paid a good price for it. I think we need to get these two to talk about that. That's one of those behind the scene things where it's like, holy shit. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed a couple of my stories. The video itself will be uploaded, or will be, I think it's already scheduled to be out tomorrow at 7 a.m. Right here on my YouTube channel. I will put it all over social media so you guys can watch that in its entirety by itself. And this was just for me to like share a couple of my stories from that event. And like I said, I'm sitting on hard drives full of just content. So I need to figure out how to package that all together and get them out to you guys. Yep, I can see the screen right now. I'm a little bit delayed on my voice, but all good. That's just as long as that video wasn't delayed. I'm out here, you guys. Until next week. I think next week, what do we got? I think the one I have next, maybe Sintra or Fronton, but I'll let you guys know. If you guys haven't already done so, become a member. You can be a free member of booglife.com, and I'll be throwing out some content on booglife.com. But if you're a subscriber, a patron of Boog Life, then you get a lot more goodies, like over 200 interviews, audio, video. And for the top tier guys, the Pipeline Boog Life patrons, you guys are invited to everything I do live. Interviews, we do Pitted, everybody's invited to that. But for the top tier guys, you guys get invited to pretty exclusive stuff. And check out waterbeanwarehouse.com. This is where you're going to get t-shirts like this. I think we're done here. Video drops tomorrow. Boog Life possibly Wednesday if Steve Action Jackson is good to go. Until then, we're out here, you guys. Boom. Stoked. That was sick.